Okay, we are live. Welcome to Black Talk Show. I have Miss Debra B. Hamilton. Nurture your love. That's her name of her business. Can you welcome to the show?
Thank
Uh,
you.
can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Debra B. Hamilton. I'm your relationship and intimacy coach. And I've been in business for over 4 years. I absolutely love what I do. And my mission is to empower married women and couples who are struggling with emotional connection, learn how to prevent drifting apart, to be heard, to be respected and desired, so they can have a deeper intimacy in their love lives. So, understanding who you are in communication is two keys to resolve any issues that you could be having in your relationship.
Thank you. I have a few questions I ask you and ask you to elaborate on, and then we'll continue. If you can add some more insight when we ask the questions, that'll be good. So,
Sure.
how do you address communication issues with relationships, and what advice do you have for improving communications between partners?
Well, what I start off with is for each person to understand their communication style. I actually wrote a book on communication because that's one of the biggest issues that we have in our relationships is being able to communicate. And most of us think that when we're having a conversation, we're really communicating, but communication has so many different aspects to it, and that's what made me write my book about it. Because what do when you're talking to someone, are you paying attention to what they're saying? How are you paying attention to what they're saying? What is your body language? Are you comprehending what they're saying? And the number one thing that I talk when I talk to my women and my couples is I ask them, have you even set boundaries? Have you even talked about expectations of in your relationship? And oh, by the way, those expectations can change the longer you're in your marriage or your relationship, right? So those are the different
Yeah.
things that I talk about when it comes to communication.
Okay. And you found that it helps couples that you coach and stuff, right?
It definitely helps. But the main thing that I do, like I was saying in the beginning, is I make each person look at themselves. It's all about what's going on with you. How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? And how are you portraying your thoughts? So communication has so many levels that we don't think about. And my married women and my couples wind up having aha moments because they realize sometimes it's the way we're talking to each other, how we're talking to each other, and not really listening. Because what we do is we listen to respond. We don't listen to understand. So that's one of the biggest issues that I try to bring to the couple's thought process. Is making sure that you're listening to understand and not to respond.
Okay. Can you share a bit about your background and experience as a marriage and relationship coach?
Yes, I have over 40 years of marriage. I'm in my second marriage now, and I was married for 34 years the first time, and it was a roller coaster. But one of the things that I realized as I was going through my marriage is that my childhood trauma was affecting my marriage.
Mhm.
And what I brought into the marriage is what I saw in my own household, right? What I experienced in my own household.
Yeah.
So bringing that type of dynamic into a relationship can be very difficult because I had a control issue, right?
Yeah.
So I I experienced a lot of things throughout my marriage, and looking at the people around me, and I realized that there was something that needed to be done, right? And I felt
Yeah.
like with my experience in my marriage
Yeah.
and all the things that I've seen and heard and dealt with, that affected me tremendously, and I really wanted to make sure that I was able to share that information with other people and teach them the right way to handle situations versus the way I handled them in the beginning. So that
Yes.
was one.
Okay. Uh, what inspired you to? I guess you kind of answered this already. What inspired you to specialize in coaching couples and individuals in their relationships?
Yeah, I mean, I can elaborate on that a little bit more. Like I was saying, um, looking at the people around me, looking at what they were experiencing, and I did my work. You know, as Ayala would say, I
Mm-hmm.
did my work. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
went to counseling. I read all kind of books. I looked at myself deeply, right? I really
Yeah.
looked at
Yeah.
myself, and I realized that there were changes that I personally needed to make. Instead of pointing my finger
Mm-hmm.
outwardly, I pointed the fingers to me, how
Mm-hmm.
I was able to change and how I was able to make the different dynamics that I needed to do, the transformations that I needed to make. So it made me realize that I had something to offer to other people because I've experienced so many different things in my life and I've been able to help. So even before I decided to be a coach, uh, a relationship and intimacy coach, I have really coached so many other people even before I decided to make it my profession. And
Yeah.
I saw the need. I mean, it's a huge need out here for people to be able to connect so that we can limit those divorces that are taking place, right? So I don't want
Yes.
anybody else to get divorced. So I want to be able to help them to stay in their marriage.
That sounds good. Let's see. What are some of the common challenges that couples face in a marriage relationship that has to approach, and how do you approach helping them navigate these challenges? The clients that you have had in the previously, not
Well,
actually
one of
they.
the, I'm sorry, I didn't hear
I
the
said,
last thing.
I said just not. I said you don't have to be specific, but just in general.
Well, one of the things that, like I say, it really all encompasses you. I really focus on each individual, right? I
Mhm.
really ask the people that I work with to look at themselves.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, that's what I did for me. I look
Mhm.
at myself. I look at how I'm showing up in the relationship. I look at what is causing the disconnect. And sometimes what's causing the disconnect really isn't the disconnect, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Sometimes it's something totally different than what we think it is. So it's a
Yeah.
matter of each individual taking the time to look at themselves, understanding that they could be the problem.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to admit that we're the problem, right? So I really help guide my people into seeing where they are causing some of the issues that can be going on in their marriage. Like I said, I had to look at myself and look at what I was doing, what I was personally doing. So that's what I work with my clients on. And one of the first things that I do with my clients is help them love themselves. That's
Mhm.
huge. I
Okay.
teach them how to love themselves. There's 6 aspects to that, and I teach them how to do that. So it's so and then I also have my Married Women's Forum that I started when the pandemic happened because there were so many couples that were struggling because guess what? They were with each other 24/7, right?
Yeah.
So I created the Married Women's Forum where we as women get together and we
Mhm.
talk about ourselves, how we can
Yeah.
build ourselves up so that we can show up whole in our relationships. So it's different aspects, different programs that I use that I have to really help build up women as
Mhm.
well as couples.
Okay. So if someone is looking to, to get a marriage coach or a, a relationship coach, what if they unsure about getting one? What advice would you give them? When
What experience has your coach had? Because
Mhm.
there are coaches, and I'm not trying to say that there are bad coaches, but you don't want a coach that has not experienced marriage, right? You don't want a coach who decides to become a relationship coach and yet, especially when in my niche as for married couples, let me just put it that way. You want to make sure that your coach has some experience of being married, whether they're divorced now or not divorced or whatever, but at least knowing that they've experienced marriage,
Yeah.
right? that
Yeah.
that they've gone through something in their marriage. And I'm gonna tell you something. My marriage, my first marriage was crazy, right? We were both children of childhood trauma, right?
Hmm.
And so we had to deal with a lot of things, and we had to work through that. And a lot of time in our marriage, it was really good. But let me just say this: since I've worked on myself, since I know what not to do,
Hmm.
my second marriage is absolutely amazing. And everyone who follows me knows that I'm always posting about my relationship with my husband because it's amazing, because I've done my work. So
Hmm.
you want someone who's done their work to show you how it can be done.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Because if you don't experience, you can't tell anybody else how to do it, right?
You cannot. You
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. And what is some key takeaways that you would like that you can give someone that's struggling in their marriage or a relationship as a couple?
Well, I said it all before. You have to look at yourself.
Hmm.
What are you bringing to the table? What are you not bringing to the table? Right?
Hmm.
What are you blaming your spouse for? Because one of the things that I say to all my clients is that we can only change ourselves. We can't change anyone else. We
Hmm.
can only change ourselves. And if we remember that, no
Hmm.
matter what's going on in our relationship, if we're focusing on ourselves, we become better. We
Yeah.
become better people. We become better wives, right? So when we are just looking at ourselves and improving ourselves, then it makes all the difference in the world in our relationship, because we're not focusing on the negative things that they're doing. We're
Hmm.
only focusing on the things that we can improve on when it comes to ourselves. And I
Hmm.
guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, our spouses change based on our changes.
Hmm. Okay. That's very advice.
Yeah.
I want you're in my Black to Black magazine. You're a content writer for my magazine. How has that experience been? I know it's been
No,
you're
I
doing
love it. I appreciate having the platform. I'm so appreciative because, first of all, I never thought I would be a writer. I mean, I wrote my
yeah,
book, of course, but
yeah,
I never thought that I would be putting articles in
mm,
magazines, right? So
yeah,
you have given me a wonderful platform
mm-hmm,
to write my articles about marriage, about life,
mm-hmm,
and the last article was about, finances in the Black family. That's
yeah,
the latest one in the May issue. And I'm just so appreciative, and I love all the articles that you have in the magazine. And
okay,
it gives me another avenue to reach people. And that's the whole point, is
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to reach more people. I'm trying to let people know that there is something better out there, and that we have to focus on how we can bring each other together to be better as a whole, right? So
yes,
being a part of Black to Black magazine is amazing to me. I love it. Thank you for that opportunity.
yeah, you're welcome. I think I'm echoing. Well, I was gonna tell you, ask you about you're gonna also be a speaker at the Girl Boss Experience Summit, and I can't wait for that. That's on June 9th. Uh, and you'll be talking on your what do you don't have to tell your topic now, but uh, just make sure everybody that's listening that come and listen to her talk more on relationship and you say the other word.
Intimacy coach. I know my title. I know what I'm going to be talking about.
You do
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm going to be talking about the unheard wife, how to be heard in your marriage. So,
Okay.
it's a powerful talk, and I hope that people join to listen to it, because there are a lot of unheard wives out here. But I want to show you and help you see how you could turn that around. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be a part of it.
Do you have any future projects coming up besides the Girl Boss Experience Summit? You have anything else coming up soon?
I'm not a summit, but I'm working on. Well, I actually have a program that I do, and it's the Confident Wife Method program. It's a 12-week one-on-one intensive that I do, and I would love to have anyone who's interested to contact me about it because it's based on the unheard wife and how we can change from being the unheard wife to the confident wife. So that's what I'm hoping that people be interested in.
Okay. And do you have anything that you would like to add on? I'll just give you the if you have anything to add, you can right now. Before I play, I'm gonna play your song, and I'll give you a chance to talk more on that afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. You can.
Okay. 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 There you go. Wait. 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 Gotta share my screen. Hold on.
Welcome magic and wonder, brilliance and grace. Welcome joy, satisfaction, pleasure and strength. Welcome essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form and space. Welcome excellence in every blessing, sacred and praise. What I seek, I have. What I wanna know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I wanna be, I am. What I seek, I have. What I wanna know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I wanna be, I am. Welcome magic and wonder, brilliance and grace. Welcome joy, satisfaction, pleasure and strength. Welcome essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form and space. Welcome excellence in every blessing, sacred and praise. What I see, I have. What I wanna know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. What I wanna be, I am. What I see, I have. What I wanna know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. What I wanna be, I am. I am the seed, I am the tree. I am the flower, I am the bee. I am fire and I am wind. I accept love and also I give. I am loud and I am mighty. I am silent and I tread lightly. I am brave and monumental. I am modest, I am gentle. I am student and I teach. I am the sand and I am the heat. I am peace and I am power. I am bridge and I am power. I am peace and I am wine. I am mother, I am child. I am many, I am few. I am God and God is you. To what I seek, I have. What I wanna know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Oh, I wanna be, I am.
Okay. All right. Now you tell us why "I Am" by NDRE is a song that you picked today?
Because we as women are so powerful, and we don't give ourselves the opportunity to realize how powerful we are. And that song just resonated with me because it talks about all the things we want to be.
Hmm.
But guess what? We're already those things. It's just finding that within ourselves and knowing that we are children of God, right?
Yes.
And we have the capability and the abilities to be able to do whatever we want, but we don't give ourselves enough credit. So that song just truly resonates with me because of the lyrics, and I just love some of them, which it says, "What I see, what I seek, I have," right?
Mhm.
And what I want to know, I understand. We
Yeah.
have those capacities, right? And who
Yes.
I want to be, I am.
Mhm.
So that's what this song means to me. We can be anything we want to be. We just have to give ourselves the ability to do it, to the acknowledgement
Some
that we
grace.
can do it. Yes, and grace to
Yes.
do it.
Yeah.
We are so powerful as women. And that was just my reminder for the audience to understand that as women, we got this.
Yes.
We got this. We just got to believe that we got this,
Yeah.
right? And
Uh-huh.
especially as entrepreneurs, we really need to understand that we got this. So
Yes.
that was the power of that song for me.
All right. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna end it right now. So hold on.